Hey, Steven.
What's going on?
Living the dream. How was your weekend?
Uh, Good. The Saturday was a nice-ish day. It started and then it just got cold and rainy. We were planning on doing more stuff outside, but it just kind of came to a quick
Quick stop.
conclusion. Yeah.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, this call's all about the numbers, and
Nice.
we got the new FDD last week. So at 2023 numbers, and what I'm going to screen share is an Excel sheet. It's not final yet. I still have to. I'm going to add a bunch of footnotes on definitions and whatnot with the new updates in 2024. Um, Update little things like this that says 2023 to 2024. But anyways, once I get this done this week and have legal review it, I'll send you this Excel sheet as well.
Okay.
Um, you'll receive the FDD um, probably today, worst case tomorrow,
Nice.
from my compliance team. So if you can see my screen, it's an Excel sheet.
Yes,
And
sir.
the first tab is just a pretty marketing photo. The second tab are the franchise fees, territory fees, which no change year over year from this. One territory, 49.5. If you're thinking multi-unit, multi-territory, then you get discounts. The second one's 42, third 38, fourth 30, fifth and on 25. We typically don't allow more than three at
Okay.
start. If you have a big business case, we'll allow it, but really max of five. And then you can come back and add more once you've proven yourself 3 months, 6 months, 18 months, 3 years, whatever. Um, Column D will be your friend for budgeting. Those are the cumulative totals. Like one territory is 49.5. Two territories is 49.5 plus 42, which add up to 91.5. The other thing is this quarter, we are we're not charging the third territory fee. So basically, it's either buy one or buy two and get the third free.
Oh, interesting.
That's essentially that. So
Okay.
um, now with three territories, there's additional expenses, mainly just marketing. Every territory that you own, we want you to market in. So you'll have some marketing expense, even though it's free. You still need to market in it. If you start with one or you start with three, there's no difference except for marketing. You'll still have one crew, one salesperson, one ops, and they will just service all your territories. Questions on this portion?
No. I guess just the discounts on more. Is that purchasing all at once? I would assume no, because you're saying you're limiting it to three.
So these discount, are you asking if you come back later and purchase, do
Yeah,
you
it looks
still
like
get
the
the
first one is 49, the second one is 42. That's just what the second one costs, period. It's not like if you buy them all same time. Other than what you're saying right now, you're running a buy
Yeah,
two get one.
technically, and this is common in franchising, you get discounts the more you buy. Technically, that discount is at once. If
Okay.
you purchase three or four at once, you get that discount. If you come back later, it starts over.
49.
Now, we don't do this, and I doubt many franchises do. I mean, if you come back and want more, it's in our best interest to sell them to you because
I
we already know what we're getting versus rolling the dice with someone brand
I
new.
got you.
Plus,
Okay.
that's just one other person that we have to support. Versus, we know Steven, we jive well with him, he does great. Let's just incentivize him and give him the discount.
Okay.
So, um, yeah, yeah.
So is
So,
I guess I always think of franchises being hyper rigid. Is this like most businesses where there's flex in relationship, or is
yeah,
it still pretty
and
by the
you're not
book?
wrong. A lot of franchises can be.
Okay.
um, Especially food franchises. But yeah, we're strong believers in service over policy instead of standard operating procedure. Um, if it makes sense for the brand and it doesn't hurt anyone else, um, we'll totally make exceptions and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like trying to think of some other examples. I mean, we never charge for training. Um, Like we don't want to get in the way of franchisees' success. That's a corporate value that corporate has. Um, so we do what's right for the brand. All right, next tab. This is the item seven initial investment. It did go up slightly year over year. I noticed, and it was primarily just because of inflation. Equipment and vehicle costs went up slightly. And then we do have this new opening advertising budget they added, um, which I'll walk through. So, initial franchise fee, that's what's due at signing. You'll have this column here to type in one territory, 49.5, or if you're doing two or three, it's 91.5. Training expenses, it's really training travel expenses. Um, we never charge for train. You never pay corporate, but you have to pay to get to Melbourne, Florida. We recommend sending all your employees. So make sure there's a salesperson there and an ops person there. If you're one of those, great. If you and your wife are both of those, great. Then we want both of you there.
How long
Being
is that training?
It's a week long.
Week?
Yeah. Given that you guys probably won't fly, I'm guessing you would drive.
Yeah.
Um, I'll just go on the high end and say 2,000. Equipment and vehicles. The low and the high. The low is if you finance it. If you purchased a sales vehicle and an ops vehicle, then you would just account for the down payment that you
Okay.
pay the dealership. Plus, you'd want to budget the first 3 months of payments.
Okay.
So that is 10,456, assuming you're buying two Ford Maverick pickup trucks. On the high end, that's if you're purchasing outright. You're writing the dealership a check for both. So I always like showing the all in, the high. So I'm gonna just put 75 in there. Um, GPS tracking hardware. It's for the truck, syncs with the CRM. Insurance that varies by state. I'll just say 2,000. Initial advertising marketing. That's for the first, what is it, 4 months. We want to see you have a budget of 14,000 set aside to pull from to pay vendors for the first 4 months. Now that 14,000 is per territory. So one would be 14,000. If it was two, it'd be
28.
28.
Okay.
Three would be, what is that, 42, 43? Um, we'll just say 43. If you're in three territories. And then the opening advertising, this is new, we added this year. Um, Feedback from franchisees last year, because last year was our first year franchising. Um, a lot of them took a while to get started. It took, their marketing maybe like 3 months to really get going. And certain areas, great. Where we noticed the differentiators, people that started off fast for slower, was marketing, how much they were paying in marketing. Scott Marr, the founder, ended up trying to challenge them, like pay more in marketing, and they wouldn't. And maybe they couldn't afford it. Scott ended up matching them. He's like, fine, I'll write you a check. I'll match whatever you put in. And their marketing took off.
Oh,
So
interesting.
we clearly proved that in the beginning, to create the brand, you need more marketing. So that's 20K. Professional fees to hire an attorney, a CPA. Let's say 3,000. Office related expenses. That's typically on the low end. That's where you are now. Do you need a new desk, a new filing cabinet,
No, we have all.
miscellaneous
I mean, we got
things like that?
multiple desks, multiple screens, multiple
All right.
computers. We run
So
e-com
it's probably a
businesses, so the
zero.
office is probably. You can leave it 5. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure there'll be some. We don't have a fax machine anymore, just 'cause we don't need that, and the printer we got rid of too because we weren't using it. But I'm sure something will be needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Computer, phone, and technology systems. That you need a phone. Your salesperson needs a phone. You need a computer. Your your salesperson needs a tablet or a computer to demo the customer and do the quotes and stuff. So let's say it's all cloud based, so old stuff works just fine. But let's say you're going to buy all new things, 1,000 bucks a piece. Let's say two phones and a tablet, 3,000. Custom marketing and service activation fee. That's a one-time fee. That's for your website development, your server space, domains, a few other software licenses. Software implementation assistance fee. We started requiring this late last year.
Tech support.
Um, yep, it's exactly. It's basically all our CRM, our quoting software, QuickBooks, it all syncs together really nicely. So when you need to do books, it takes like 10 minutes.
Nice.
But it's sort of hard to get it synced. So it's a third party team that sets your business up basically for you. Business license and permits, we're typically on the low end. In Florida, you do need a, what's it called? Glass and glazing license. Um, which there's a few options. You could go get it yourself. You probably need years of experience to get it. Typically, you do. Although Florida is a pretty easy state, so I'm not sure. You'd have to look into that. Worst case, you could likely use a license from another franchisee in Florida and be on their license, fully legal. And I would maybe budget like pay them some thank you money, and whatnot to use it. I'll put you on the high end then, just to play it safe.
Okay.
As thank you money or whatnot. 3 months
Cash on
working
hand just
capital.
for working. Okay.
Yeah. So in this example, I mean, this is very big. It's three
Yeah,
territories.
buying the
It's purchasing the
vehicles.
truck outright. It's wicked good marketing spend. And yeah, I mean, pretty conservative. So about 303,000 rounding up. If you're thinking an SBA route, in the upper right, I have a calculator here. Your SBA, if you did an SBA loan, lender typically would want around 20K down, cash to close, your cash injection into the business. So it'd be roughly 60K, assuming 11% interest over 10 years, 3,300 bucks.
Was that pretty standard for the SBAs?
In terms of which
Just
part?
percentage and time.
Uh, the APR or
Yeah,
the
the interest
down
rate and
payment?
then how long it's
Interest?
amortized.
Yeah, interest, I would say is between 10 and 11 and a half.
Okay.
Unless credit isn't that great, then it's going to be 12, 13%.
Okay. We have good, I mean, we have amazing credit, but we also have houses that we have. Some
Yeah,
of them
do
are
a
free and
HELOC.
clear. We were going to pull to self
Yeah,
fund. I
do a
didn't know
HELOC.
what the SBA was at, but if the SBA is that high, I would
Yeah,
lean more towards self funding.
sure. Yep. Yeah. HELOCs are very popular right now. Yeah, I typically see 11 to 11 and a
Okay.
half. Although this one guy, gosh, when was that? That was beginning of January. He got 10 and a half. So I think it's sort of slightly coming down, but yeah, it's definitely over 10.
Okay. We'll look at
So
HELOC, putting mortgages on free and clear properties. I guess I'm just looking at interest rates for that stuff and trying to go with the lower.
yeah, for sure. For sure. If you have a funding partner to talk to, great. If not, I talked to Jenny at your business broker. I know she has someone that she could set you up with that knows koala and Wallaby and our.
Told her. I'm maybe changing my point. I should talk to them. I told her we would just self fund. I mean, she
Okay.
recommended that we talk to them, and I was like, oh, but it probably is a good idea, actually.
Yeah, and she'll probably, I would guess, set you up with Benetrends or Frame Fund.
Okay.
They both know us extremely well, have our numbers, our FTD, and all of that. They've helped a lot of our candidates out, so
I guess is
they know the
this
business.
this is maybe a off left field question. When purchasing a home, the bank kind of looks over and will not overlend on a house, so it's a self check there. Is that the same for the SBA? Are they looking at any of the numbers, or are they just going off that FDD
Yeah,
and
they're going off the FDD.
okay,
They're going off the item seven, initial investment.
okay,
Um, which is this right here, and they will go over that for working capital. But I don't know their appetite.
qualifications or anything?
How, yeah, like how much, yeah.
Okay, it might just be a question that I have for the people to see because it might be worth maybe not full with SBA, but a percentage of to see if it's of any benefit.
Yeah, some people will do like they'll do a mix. They'll do self-fund like the initial franchise fees because when they're paid in full, that's when you can get started. And SBA typically takes 75 days.
Ooh,
So when you let's assume like we're a great fit for each other. We want you, you want us. Like it's all merry and dandy, and you sign, you become a franchisee. Um, if you pay in full, then you can start actual like
business.
becoming a franchisee, training, onboarding, getting insurance, like planning, hiring staff, and it will probably take you 2 to 3 months. And at that time, then your SBA funds, and that's your working capital
Oh,
to
interesting.
start marketing, to start maybe purchase the trucks, stuff like that. So that's an option that people do as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then some people, the option that I don't like, but I get it. They only do SBA. And then since they don't pay in full in the beginning, they sort of have to wait until
That funding comes through.
it funds through. Yeah, yeah. And it's just one more person to deal with, the bank. And come on, bank, let's go. We want to get people open and making money. So, but yeah, we're flexible. All right, moving on. Next tab. Um, I literally just I was working on this Excel sheet this morning, so it's not pretty or anything like that. But this is from the item 19. This shows our corporate location last year, broken down by quarter, and then the last column is year end. What's neat is the year prior was its first year. And the first year it did about 2.1 million, rounding
Wow.
down, 2,177,000 and some change. Last year it had significant growth. It hit 3 million. What's cool is Scott wanted to stress test it. He only allowed them to pay like the minimums in the advertising that's in the FDD, not over, just the minimum, to see what the growth would happen, and it clearly worked. Additionally, they did hire one additional employee, an admin, so the ops manager could focus on subs and project managing jobs, and the salesperson could focus on sales. And then they had an admin just do back office work. So they had 3 employees, and this 3.3 million net is 11%, but that's after like that's basically net profit. They deducted everything. They deducted the 3 employees' salaries. They paid about 108,000 for the ops manager. The sales manager, they paid about 55, and then the sales manager, um,
Commissions.
yeah,
Wow.
166K commission. So the salesperson made what, 216, plus an admin. So I mean, it's paying premium rates for top employees. Um, you being owner operator, you'd get a salary plus quite a bit left over. Now, what I'll tell you is this corporate location is considered 3 territories. It's drawn to just over 600,000 population, which we draw territories to 200,000. So it's 200,000 times three, 600,000. Yeah, and saw growth too. They did 206 jobs the year prior. They did just shy of 140, um, but they increased their average ticket quite a bit, ticket price last year, which obviously is great to see. Now I'll build this out a little more in the next tab. I took this column right here and put it in Excel. So then you can build a pro forma, year one, year two, year three.
Oh, interesting.
Now, after this call, you'll start getting invites to our weekly validation calls with franchisees every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's where you can jump on and you can ask them anything. Legally, they can answer anything. I can only say what's in the
FDD.
FDD
Okay.
legally by FTC rules. But that's where you can ask them, and none of them have been open for a year yet. But 7, 8 months, you can get trends. Like I would ask them, how many jobs did you do? I mean, it's cool knowing how much money they made, but their costs are going to be different than your costs, right? So, um, want to know jobs. How many jobs do you do month one, month three, month six, month nine, and sort of trend it out and their growth. Um, but so yeah, what you can do, average gross sales per transaction, it was over 16,000. We'll be conservative and just say 14,000. Number of customers, they did 206. Let's say you only did 130. Okay. So that's 1.8. Then as a starting point, if I was you, I would just copy and paste what their costs were as a baseline and then go through and edit it. So subcontractor installation, I've heard this 13.8 is pretty dead on. Materials, being that you're in Florida, they're probably the exact same. Obviously going to be doing a lot of impact windows, just like Melbourne. They cost a little more. Permit fees, uh, cost of customers pulling out permits. Nice thing is you don't have to do it. The subs will do it for you and then just bill you,
Oh, nice.
which is cool. Sales commission, they paid 5%. I think that's a little high. Most franchisees I've heard pay between 2.5% and 3.5%. Um, let's say 4. So split it. Royalty is fixed at 5. Brand fund, that's national marketing, fixed at 1. Contact center, fixed at 1.5. Advertising, the minimum is 5. But in the beginning, remember that item
20
7.
grand
Yep.
up front.
So year one will be slightly higher. So I don't know what that would work out to. I'm guessing around 7%. Um, Finance charge, that's cost of swiping customers, or sorry, finance charge is your ability to buy points down from banks if you want to offer like really good financing deals. Now we have pretty good finance, like 0% interest, but maybe they want 0% interest for like 5 years because it's a $200,000 sale or something. Um, then you have the ability to do that. Credit card processing fee, cost of swiping credit cards. I'd probably say yeah, 3%. Auto insurance, that's variable. General liability insurance is variable. Workers' comp. Tech fee will actually be slightly higher. The tech fee is fixed per week at $80 a week. So that would be, what would that be? That's way too much. That's probably slightly high by like $100, but it's probably around there. 320 a month times 12. So yeah, it's probably close to that.
Okay.
Um, Telephone expenses. Oh, that's cool. They have that. Cell phone. Operating expenses. That's just miscellaneous. Maybe for the office, paper, ink, new clipboards for the truck. Just sort of miscellaneous things that you'll need. Maybe a new tape measure for measuring or something like that. Vehicle expenses. That would be not debt service on leasing. That would be new tires, brakes, oil changes, car washes, wiper
Maintenance
blades,
of.
maintenance. Yep. Project warranty and repairs. Essentially, you messing up or your sub messing up and breaking something, and you need to make it right for the customer. And then salaries, wages, and payroll. For that, keep in mind you do have sales commission up here. I would think salesperson and ops manager. So salesperson, since you're already paying them a nice sales commission, I'd give them a base of like 30 to 50. That's what most franchisees do. And then whatever the ops manager is going to get paid, let's say 100K. So in that scenario, let's say 140. So good enough, 145. So in this example, paying someone 100K plus paying someone a base salary of 45 plus that 72,000 sales commission. Yep. If you did the debt service, the SBA, this 3,300 a month annualized times 12 is 40,000. Less that, your leftover would be 113.
Okay.
So this is just an example. You can go through, tweak these, what you think, higher, lower. As you jump on validation calls, talk to them.
So I
Um,
have a maybe a operational question. If
yeah,
you're working in the business yourself, you would still pay yourself that salary.
it's up to you.
Okay. Is that how?
Some do, some don't. I'm
Oh,
not an
okay.
accountant. I know there's
Okay.
tax
If they run it as
workarounds,
a W two, or if they run
draws
it as
versus,
okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah. I don't understand it yet. I want to. I really want to. Um, there's so many things to learn. So
Yeah, because
yeah,
I guess I would just be interested if it is me and my wife that almost 200 grand would just be coming back to us. I mean, I think we'd definitely be moving into trying to hire those people, but I think to start that'd be us. So I mean, just reflects that bottom line number.
yeah,
But I guess it is. It's, if we're pulling out a salary for W twos, which I don't see any reason to do that.
yeah. Well, and I mean, let's be honest. You'll have a business credit card that you'll probably put half your home stuff through. Maybe transfer your personal car over to the business. And I see all types of things. People putting, like, they live on a hobby farm and they put like their feed through it,
Oh
their
wow.
tractors, like they put everything through the business. So
Yeah, we have LLCs and trust that we run other
okay.
stuff through, but depending on this will probably be a lot more cash flowing because the real estate and stuff we can, I mean, you can deduct all that stuff, so it's easier to hide.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's up to you. If you do a C corp, you're required to pay yourself a salary. Um, whereas LLC, you don't. You can just do draws whenever you want. So, yeah, that's really it. The other tabs, well, this is the old. I haven't updated this yet. This is the old FDD the year prior, so 2.1. Um, and then different ways of financing, so HELOC, SBA. And then who we look for, which we've already talked through. But next steps is you'll start getting invites to the weekly calls. So every Tuesday, or sorry, every Wednesday at 5 p.m. is the Wallaby validation calls, and then every Thursday at noon Eastern are the leadership calls. That's where you can jump on and get to know the team. Both of those calls are every week. If you miss them, that's fine. We hope you're there. And if you're late, have to leave early, you're muted, video off, just listening while you're on a walk or driving, totally acceptable.
Perfect.
Those calls are great. Just to listen. You hear other candidates like yourself ask really good questions that you didn't think of listening or asking. Um, yeah, they're good calls. So this Excel sheet's not done yet. Once it is, I'll send it over to you. I will send you the FTD though that
Okay.
has all the numbers. Um, my compliance team, I think they'll get it out today. Do you? Worst case, tomorrow. But next steps for you and I is to meet to go through any questions that you have in general, from starting to look at the financials and the FDD. And then in that call, there's typically time left. We'll do mapping. We'll do a market analysis of um, is it St. Pete?
Yep.
Yep, St. Pete area, and look through all of that. So, when would you like to meet next?
Um, I guess having those two calls Tuesday and
Wednesday,
Thursday, I'd
Thursday.
like to be on those. So next week,
Perfect.
is that
Love
too
it.
far out? Is that about
No,
right?
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that you're thinking of getting on the Wednesday, Thursday call too.
Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, because then next week, I'm sure you'll be in a whole different place. Get a lot done.
Well, I think even
Yeah,
just seeing that workbook, it's like becoming a little bit more real. I think doing so many P&Ls and everything is just like it's hard to look at any of these franchises because that's why I said it seems like any of these we can run, but it's like I don't even know what is required other than just like sales and operations feels like something we're very capable of. We've done it so many different times, but what is the actual business requiring? The
Yeah.
funds for that doesn't seem unrealistic. It seems like we can self fund that. Is that the best to do? I don't know, but at least we can start having conversations. But playing around with that sheet, I like that you were able to just like put the numbers in there and then go, well,
Yeah.
what about this scenario? What about that scenario? I think asking other
Yep.
people, and what you were saying is like, how many jobs have they done is information that I'm looking for now to be able to go, oh, here's how I can differentiate some of these from each other. I'm assuming the rest of them are going to have something very similar to that. I don't know. I haven't talked to any of them other than the first initial.
Let me see here. You're looking at Bloomin' Blinds. They will
Yeah.
have the
And
exact
then
same stuff
paint
as I have.
easy. Yeah, because I think you guys are both under the fast lane.
Mhm. Yep, they'll use the exact same process. So yeah, Bloomin', you're probably is that with Kelly?
Yes.
And Kelly, yeah, Kelly Mott, she's awesome. Yeah, she'll have the exact same process as me, all the same tools. The other ones, who knows? I doubt it, to be honest. They'll give you the FDD, but I doubt they'll have an Excel sheet and all of that for you.
Okay.
But yeah, um,
Next week
yeah,
is
our
fairly
model,
open, so I'll look at your link and then it should be fairly easy. I'll just have to maybe double
sounds
check with
good.
my wife.
Yeah, I'll send you an updated link. The links are they're set up by meeting title. Um, Let me send you a new one. I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, but uh, yeah, and then encourage your wife to join those weekly calls too. Even if she doesn't know anything yet, it's fine. She can just be muted, video off, just listening. All good. So all right. I just sent you the latest link. So yeah, talk it over with your
Perfect.
wife. Um,
So
I know we're over, but
FDD today sometime, and then that workbook sometime this week.
sometime this
Okay.
week, yeah. Yeah. I need my colleague to bless it, and then we need to have legal bless it and marketing bless it. So we're hoping it will be a quick turnaround this week. Um, yeah, we just they just refiled last week, and the third party legal team that we hired didn't communicate with us. So we're like, whoa, 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 what? You already refiled? Usually you send us stuff so we can get ahead and start. So then when we refile, we have
Everything's
everything
dialed in.
done. Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. But most franchises aren't structured like us. Um, awesome. Well, yeah. Any last top of mind things, questions, concerns, anything like that?
No, I appreciate this. Feeling a little bit more comfortable with this process, and then I think looking at actual numbers is a lot more helpful. Um,
Yep.
I would like my wife to be a little bit more part of this so I can go see kind of what collaboratively we're thinking. But like I said, all of them so far look like things that we're capable of. It
Yeah.
does seem like Windows has a much higher ticket, and the
Oh yeah.
impact window, I feel like that should be a strong market, especially
Uh,
around here.
yeah. We're really excited. Tampa area is a great market. Our sister brand, Koala, I would argue maybe the big brother, is they dominate in that market. Dominate. And they're our number one in the system. And um, I'm curious on what the cross marketing that you guys can do together will look like, because the tax benefits are stackable. The
Mm.
tax credits for installation as well as Windows. You can do both and stack it. And so if there's leave behind collateral that you each give each other for jobs, yeah, I'm curious what could happen there because he runs a big crew. He's 20 months in, and he most people 20 months in have maybe two crews with Koala. Um, he has 10 and he's just going insane. He's going after everything. So
I guess that's a huge pro, no, to have a sister company already kind of established. I guess if I get along with him, it would be a pro. If I don't, then it's probably a huge negative.
oh, he gets along with everyone. He's yeah. Yeah, you'll be good. And there's two Z's. They're both great. So, and one of them actually, I don't think he technically owns St. Pete, the one I was talking about. Actually, I think he owns on the other side of the river, Bradenton,
Tampa, probably
the
South
Bay.
Bay.
Sorry. Yeah, he owns Sun City down to
Okay,
Naples. And then the person in your area, Vago and Tenpenny in Tampa, they're really good Z's too. So yeah, good areas, a lot of cross marketing you could do.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what I know it's been done before with Koala, but curious what Wallaby like when you start, you be the first person there, So it doesn't matter if you stay in St. Pete. You go to the Tampa Z, the Clearwater Z, and then Jeremy on the other side of the bay, Sun City and Bradenton, and you just say, hey, here's some collateral for every lead that comes my way and I close, I'll give you $500 or something. I don't know, figure it out. Since no one else is there, just go big, build your brand, get your Google reviews up, and that's going to help your marketing so much. You'll just take off and lead flow. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'm mumbling. I'll let you go. You have a good week, and hopefully, I'll see you on some of those calls this week,
Yes,
and
sir.
then we'll talk whenever you schedule.
Appreciate it.
All
Thanks,
right.
Justin.
Yep. Take care,
Bye.
Stephen. Bye.